two fielders back, deep square and long off.
And it's going to be a boundary off the first ball. Found the gap, two fielders chasing, and don't worry about that. It's a really good piece of timing, and Robinson is underway with a 4.
He just eases this one through the offside. Too short in length, back foot, vacant point area. As we know, it's a great outfield, run away easily. Brilliant start, pressure back on the Stags from ball 1. Angus short.
Yeah, Robinson is a confident-looking sort of character. Saw him in the warm-ups and just walking around the ground, and this is not someone who looks overawed by any occasion.
No! Good moving, Curdy. Good moving, Curdy. Sorry, Tommy.
You could hustle in at mid-wicket there. Just running around, cutting off that single.
Using the feet, and it's a 6 in the first over. What a shot from Robinson over mid-wicket. Amazing piece of timing and great use of the feet.
Yeah, great use of the feet. Gets down, makes it into a half volley for himself, gets under it, dispatches it easily over the wide long on boundary into the stands. The crowd's certainly building up. They will be enjoying.
Oh, no, sorry.
You know, talk about that confidence. You know, there are some excellent players who can look a little bit nervy. He's just someone who, whether he's walking around the ground or he's in the first over of the innings, he just looks like, yep, I'm here and I'm going to do well.
Loud gas. Loud gas. Good spot there.
His recent international experience certainly can't hurt as well. Just having that taste for it, the next level up, certainly makes you have that little bit more confidence and coming back to the Super Smash level as well, bringing those learnings back.
And he's found a bit of a gap here, and enough with the bigger boundaries at the basin than you see at some grounds in New Zealand for 2. And that is a good start for Wellington after 1 over 13 without loss. Reminder that every single 6 that gets hit during the Super Smash season, $100 goes from KFC towards Surf Life Saving NZ. And so we've had so far 112 sixes, which means $11,200 has been raised for such an important cause.
That's in it, yeah.
Tom Blundell, the Blackcaps test keeper. And unfortunately for him, he's coming off the back of 2 golden ducks in a row. So how much that's going to be on his mind right now, I think it would be impossible for it not to be.
Yeah, as positive as you try to be, it is a hard thing to shake off. Brett Randall bowling the second.
Oh my goodness. And that is about as close as you get to a hat-trick of golden ducks.
Yeah, unbelievable. Head in swing as well. That is impressive. Just come back off the bat and the pad. He's trapped it. Luckily for Tom Blundell, just inches before the stumps. You can see a little smile on his face. He's having a laugh, which is really the only response.
There's some major swing going on there from Randall. And unfortunately for Blundell, it's a leg by, so he's not off the mark. He's off the 3 in a row golden duck situation.
Is that leg stump there? No, man, towards you. Yeah, that's leg. Thanks.
You're bowling with the breeze here, Brett Randall. He's pretty much right behind him. The wind is just going up and down the wicket, so you have a little bit of advantage there. It's nice to feel the breeze on your back, I'm sure, as a seam bowler.
No.
Good start to the over for Brett Randall. Nice and tight, nice and tidy. The Firebirds got away to 13 off the first, but managed to just pull it back here, which is good. Try to keep the pressure on during this power play period. Try not to give away too many boundaries.
Right there.
I think as a cricket fan, you're always keeping an eye out on how the Blackcaps are doing. And it had been a tough, really 18 months for Tom Blundell at the highest level in Test cricket, and then came right with a good 100, albeit in a losing cause, here at the Basin against England a few weeks ago. And when you see him in full flight, he's one of the most attractive batters to watch in New Zealand cricket, particularly those cover drives. But it was almost 3 golden ducks in a row. Well, no such issues for Robinson as he hits this one high and straight. And it's another boundary for him.
Yeah, Robinson didn't get this one cleanly, but he's got the result he was after. Boundary just came off the toe of the bat. Didn't quite get all of it, but he got enough. The ball bounces and then trickles from there. Valiant chase, but not to be. Good start from Robinson, 16 from 9.
No, Tom!
2 overs gone, 18 without loss. Two overs gone, and it was Wellington skipper Nick Kelly who won the toss and chose to bat. Both sides wanted to bat today. Good conditions here in Wellington. Temperatures not quite up to 20. It's 18 degrees with a bit of a breeze, but lots of blue sky. And the feeling that there'll be a lot of runs in this pitch. So it's Finlay who's coming into the attack. Just 21 years old on debut. Nice looking shot from Blundell. That's the cover drive, which he can do so well. As they hurry through for 3. And that'll be relief for Blundell to be underway.
Yes, it will be. Great fielding there in the deep as well. He did make a lot of ground to get round. He cut that one off, but Tom Blundell brings himself up to 3 off 3 deliveries.
Well, it's not bad from the 21-year-old. Looks like a reasonable pace and jagging back in, and just a little bit awkward for Robinson.
Yeah, really nice up and down action. Keeps it in nice and tight to the batter. Just ran out of room there, Robinson. Ended up an inside edge, luckily enough. Just down to the fine leg fielder. Dot ball, though. That one as well, the width he was after, just unable to catch up with it, Robinson.
Yeah, that's missing out on a full ball there. Yeah, the different actions that the bowlers have, and just even the different speeds that they run in. You think someone like Nathan Smith charges in. Finlay, an easier speed as he runs in.
Oh, no.
Well, he's got 2 more balls to get through. He's had a very tidy over to start with here. Just 4 off. Blundell back on strike. Had a good start, the Firebirds. Going along at a good clip, making the most of these first 6 overs.
Blundell charging, and the short one, and eventually Billy Bowden says it's a wide.
Yeah, that was high enough, I think, to be called wide. Just over the helmet. Many a times that's not called wide, but to the letter of the law, you would say correct call there, Billy Bowden.
Oh, and he's pulled it, and Blundell unable to get a gap. For a second there, I thought that this was a chance.
I think he's hit it down into the ground, and Brett Randall there at fine leg doing some great work, cutting off a short boundary. The ball was not that good, but as a young player with the ball in hand, it's a great feeling to have to get away with those ones. Just build your confidence a little bit more.
You sense Blundell is trying to hit his way back into some form. Doesn't make contact, but he survives. 3 gone, 23 without loss. You know, that whole thing when you're out of form as a batter, and people will say, well, you're just 1 innings away, and sometimes you think you're just 1 boundary away. And so Blundell looking like he just wants to get that feeling of the boundary under his belt, and that'll settle the nerves.
Yeah, it is. And we see the tactics here. The skipper, Tom Bruce, has used a different bowler so far in every over of the innings, and he's just bringing in his 4th bowler, Blair Tickner. He's sitting on 99 wickets. So if he takes a wicket here today, he will be the first Central Stag to make it through to 100 wickets. It would be something that he fully deserves as well. He's had a great career so far.
Straight up. Oh, and he's been put down. And it looked like it was going to be a certainty that Tickner was going to get that 100th wicket with his first ball of his spell. But the catch has been spilled, and it's Robinson who survives.
Yeah, out to Jaden Lennox there. Deep square leg. Again, Tim Robinson not getting all of it. He looks like he's out. His head is dropped. But then the ball just bursting through the hands, went reverse cut. It just burst through. He dropped it. The ball could have been swirling. End of the day, survives. Yep.
So this is the big blue that a lot of people talk about these days. That if there aren't too many clouds, that it can make catching the white ball a little bit difficult. You'd think the white ball would stand out, but it's a depth of perspective issue apparently. Blundell living dangerously, but he's going to get away with it. Not quite a boundary. They're coming back for 3.
Games, boys.
Umpires might just check this, but great chase, we think, from Brett Randall.
Director will have a review for boundary check. We have your best angle, please. Thank you. Ball coming into contact with the hand now. No contact with the rope as yet, and the ball is released from the field. Can you just roll that through, make sure the fielder has no further contact with the ball? Satisfied, thank you. Go back on field if we can.
Yeah, good piece of fielding from Randall. Oh, and an inside edge from Robinson is going to go for 4, and that's frustration for Tickner. A drop catch that absolutely should have been taken. And now this.
Yeah, good heavy ball. Chases the batter a little bit. Manages to get an inside edge. Desired result achieved. Just didn't look pretty, but end of the day, Robinson goes to 24 off just the 16 balls. 10 off this over so far.
Yeah, I said apparently with the whole big blue thing, Amy, which is that it's something that people talk about more now than they do in the past, and I wonder whether it's almost verging on a useful excuse.
Well, no, it is true. I think without the clouds, it is hard to gauge depth.
And it's not to say that the players themselves use it as an excuse as to why they dropped it, but it's just one of those things that wasn't on the radar as far as why catches would be put down. But the white ball against that blue, you see it, but you can't quite tell how far away it is.
And I guess at the end of the day, I mean, you'd love to take 100% of catches, but it's just not the reality of the sport.
Miscued, but miscued for 4. And so Robinson has had a rusty over with the bat, and Blair Tickner has been without luck. And an over which could have led to the first wicket has gone for 15, 4 done, 38 without loss. So 4 overs gone, and this is the player of the match from the previous game. Yes, hello Zara, and you did play very well. You bowled beautifully, and good to see that she hasn't rushed off home to celebrate or rushed back to the hotel to celebrate being a player of the match. Watching game 2 in the doubleheader.
Brett Randall back for his second, just changing ends back to the RA Vance stand, so now bowling into a slight breeze. The tactic continues from Tom Bruce to rotate his bowlers throughout this first 6.
I don't think I've ever seen a player be so happy to be spotted in the crowd as Zara Jetley was. You know, because the camera was on her for a little bit, and then when she realized she was on the big screen. That's good adjustment from Blundell, because he charged and he wasn't quite where he wanted to be.
No.
But made it work.
Yeah, it would seem that she's a born entertainer. Possibly enjoys getting the airtime, and even look at those.
She's watching herself, a recording of her on the big screen, not realizing that now she's back on the big screen. Can you believe it? There we go. And Jet Li, who has great wicket celebrations. So when she picked up a couple of wickets in the first over in the women's game, and there was a a proper flip. I mean, I think it's fair to say she's superior with the dancing than ray gun. I still haven't moved on from ray gun, sorry.
Yeah, that's true. That was so 2024, but
It was so 2024.
we hear it again. But it's a hilarious memory to think back on, isn't it?
Well, now she's just seeking it. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Imagine having that much confidence, Amy Watkins.
Well, imagine is all I can do. I certainly would not like to be spotted in the crowd, and I don't have anywhere near as good moves as what Zara does. But I guess if you've got it, flaunt it.
I don't think I've done a flip since the 80s. It's been a while. Charging again, and yes, it's going to be a wide.
Pretty wide, right?
Yeah, Billy Bowden getting into his work. This is his second game for the day. He was also standing in the women's game. He was at the other end. He switched ends for this men's game. And he's also supported by Vinit Mana at the other end as well. Billy Bowden, Vinit Mana. Glenn Walken is third umpire.
Blundell wanting to use his feet. And the over comes to an end. 5 gone, so 1 left in the power play, 44 without loss. And here's some more of the Wellington team who were supporting their male counterparts. They had a very comprehensive win over Central in the women's game earlier on. They were chasing 114 and got there with many overs to spare, and so now kicking back and enjoying some sunshine, and from a Wellington point of view, hoping that the guys can do what they did. Last hour over of the power play, and in some ways a curious one because the run rate is excellent, no wickets lost, but Blundell was almost out for his third golden duck in a row. Robinson was dropped, what at this level was really a pretty easy catch. There was an inside edge that went for 4. So some scratchiness, but a run rate of almost 9.
Yeah, too true. See Robinson striking at 152 strike rate, which is outstanding. From the 4 boundaries, what I can remember, only one of those was struck crisply. One that he would be happy with the feeling coming off his blade, but the effect is still the same, isn't it? 29 off 19.
This is Lennox bowling, and where he does that little thing where he hides the ball behind his back, Amy, which is probably more of a mind game than anything else. Go. Just going to hide that from you.
No.
Well, this will be a tight run, but the throw is wide.
I think
Yeah, I think the ball hiding thing is probably just more as a part of his pre-ball routine, and it's just what he does. I think with the new ball, relatively new, it's only the 6th over, there's not a lot to really hide in terms of, which side is shiny and which side isn't. The only thing could be seam position, whether he was going to bowl down seam as opposed to cross seam, traditional left arm orthodox grip. That would be the only thing he would hide at this stage of the game with such a new ball. As we have a closer look at it, looks like a cross seam position.
Giving himself a bit of a misfeel means they should get two, and they will. So with the hiding, it's also changing from one hand to the other. So it looks like, as far as him positioning the ball exactly how he wants it, he does that. He does that blind.
Right there, right there. Go out. Nicely note.
Unable to get through the offside field again. Last over of restrictions in this power play. Only two out. Deep long on, deep backward square. That offside is all free real estate if he gets it through the ring.
One.
Ian Robinson was talking earlier. He sort of strutted his way to the crease and looking full of confidence, which is great to see, and hit a couple of good boundaries, and then it's been scratchy. Blundell is charging frequently, but mostly it isn't coming off. So a sense that something's going to give here.
Well, last ball of the power play here. 4 off so far. Great over from Lennox. Can he finish it off?
Blundell hits it in the air, and there's no timing at all.
Nice taxi, nice taxi.
He's probably lucky that there's no timing, because there were fielders back there. So he gets another 2, but still struggling. That's the 50 up in the power play. So let's look back at the power play. So the first 6 overs. So Robinson and Blundell, if you just look at the score, you think, okay, well, this is all pretty easy. In a way that's a bit misleading. There have been a few edges, a few mistimed shots. That drop catch, that was Robertson who was put down, really should have been taken, and the same over gets an inside edge, and that was frustration for Tickner. He thought he had his 100th Super Smash wicket. In the end, it was an over that went for 15. But you look at the run rate, 50 off the power play, and they're laying a platform for a good score as we bring Frankie Mackay into the commentary box.
It's been a nice start, hasn't it? Firebirds get through that power play unscathed, put 50 on the board. It's everything you want, really, from your opening pair. It's been a little bit of a struggle for Tom Blundell. Hasn't quite found his natural timing, yet to find the boundary. But very promising start from Robinson. And it'll be our first look at Will Clark with the ball in hand today.
Well, he's got a lot on this, and it's all the way. So Robinson with an excellent shot for 6.
Power play complete doesn't mean that the run rate will go down whatsoever. 4 5 fielders out straight away. That is put over the rope for 6. That is quality striking from Robinson. He looks in a real mood today.
Oh, and a misfield. Oh, how bad is that? That is really, at this level, is not flash. And what should have been a single goes for 4. It can happen to anyone. And you hope everyone forgets.
Yeah, that's one of those little hope that the ground swallows you up moments. Gets into the little long barrier. A tiny little bobble. That's all it takes.
Firmly struck. The timing on that one from Robinson is just incredible. What a shot.
The sound that is made off the bat, that is absolutely cracked away. What a start to the over. 6-4-4. And this one, maybe the best timing of the lot.
Yeah, well, when you see the long off, it was really only just a handful of meters away from that ball, and he just didn't have a chance.
Nice cast, nice cast. Good times. Come here.
So 15 runs already from this over. And Robinson getting close to a 50. And now he's striking at 180.
Yeah, not half bad, is it?
So a no ball, slow ball. That also would have been a wide. And we get the free hit.
No, no, no. Will Clark. That is not at all what you want in this format of the game. Free hit delivery now might be exactly what Blundell needs to get going.
Well, has he got all of it? Well, it would have been an incredible catch that wouldn't have been out. And as it stands, if they've kept that in the field of play, that is some spectacular fielding off the free hit.
Just got high on the bat. Didn't quite get the time he would have liked, but got a big piece of it, and that is stunning. That is simply outstanding. A big left hand of Angus Shaw.
Oh, that is so beautifully struck. Robinson, who's been powering the ball to the fence. This time it is all finesse. And that's his 50 as well.
That is quality striking, that is Tim Robinson. 51 off just 27 deliveries, 7 4s, 2 6s, striking just a shade under 190. Oh, he is in a mood today. 73 without loss.
Yeah, it's hot, guys.
Don't sweep, bro. Don't sweep.
Don't sweep. I'm 100% see you fucking dominate the sweep. What about Indian stuff? Not normal.
23 runs off the last over.
I don't sleep like this.
So, and Lennox sort of bring things back. His previous over was tight.
Boldly no, boldly no.
Great yards, Len. Great
Lucky enough
start,
to
Len.
have Brett Randall mic'd up for us out in the middle. Brett, how are you going today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Looks like Robbo's in a mood out there.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good wicket. They obviously prepared it for the one day the other day, so he's having a feast for the eyes at the moment, I think.
Oh,
Bold, Len.
Leno, lovely. Curdy. Oh, no.
Well done, Curdy.
Other than it looking like a little bit of a belter, what have you made of conditions so far? What do you think is going to be useful going forward?
I think one of our strengths as a team is using our changes of pace, and it's something that we've relied on the past few games, in Nelson and in Alex, so we'll definitely try to use those today. It should try and help us shut off one side of the field. But given that this wind is blowing to the slightly bigger boundary, it's made the ground quite even, so I think we'll just be trying to be quite straight and, like I said, use our changes of pace.
In a situation like this where you've got one batsman, Robinson, who's going gangbusters, and Blundell, who's struggling a bit, are you trying to keep Blundell on strike as much as possible?
100%. I mean, it's pretty random to say, considering he's a test cricketer, but when one guy's striking at 200 and the other's striking at 100, you definitely want that guy on strike. And given that he's past couple of games, he's had 2 golden ducks, we definitely want him on strike for sure. Hold Len. So good, Len.
We almost got him for a third. That one of the first
Yeah,
over.
almost.
How close was that?
I've been waiting a few games to slide that one in there, and almost did, but wasn't to be today.
Ah, well, you might get a chance a little bit later on. Thanks, Brett. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, guys.
Jados.
And that's 8 overs gone. 79 without loss.
It's been a sparkling innings so far from Tim Robinson. He is a man in form at the moment. He went to go big down the ground. He's picked up a couple of sixes already. Timing has been good all around the ground. There's been a little stroke of luck here and there, which you do need. But on the whole, it has been the Tim Robinson show. Hit flat, hit hard, and just a beautiful shot through the offside. Hold the pose, raise the bat. Well, she is always the entertainer, Zara Jetley. There is never a dull moment when she's around.
That is some shot. A nice piece of fielding on the boundary as well. So good cricket all round, and maybe not quite as exquisitely timed as the first thought, but Robertson is proving very, very difficult.
Looks in phenomenal touch. Even when he's not hitting the ball for four, just looks like he's getting himself into really good positions, good access to the ball, and able to pick his spot at will.
No! Last times.
Just watching that highlights package, I think it was that shot through the covers where he didn't muscle it. You know, some of the shots today, he's put everything into it, and that one he held back, and it still went for four.
Yeah, he's a seriously good player. The more exposure he has at the top level, the more measured his game will become.
Oh, mate. Awesome times. Play go!
He made his name in the T20 format of the game as that really aggressive option at the top of the order, but the more and more we've seen of him, there's been that, I guess, increased maturity to his game, that it's not all just swing yourself off your feet and hope you get a few out of the middle, that there's some real nuance to it. He's very clear in how he wants to go about things, becoming a real technician of the game too.
Blundell loves using his feet. I wonder for Blundell, do you think he's been out there for 38 minutes, almost dismissed off his very first ball, but he's still there. He's yet really to get the timing going, but do you think the nerves will be just easing for him?
Nerves will be gone, frustration will be there, I think will be what it's been replaced with. That little bit of antsy feeling you get at the start of your innings, he's well and truly past that. But it also can be quite tough at times, being down the other end from your mate who's striking them so cleanly, making it look effortless, and you feel like you're struggling along. It can be a little bit of a mind game in itself, and they've got themselves off to such a good start that it probably is just now the situation that both players are looking to deal in boundaries as much as possible. Maybe that just frees Tom Blundell up a touch.
It's 9 overs gone, 6 off the over, and 85 without loss. Tickner's first over went for 15, but there was a drop catch, and there was an inside edge that went for 4. Short and wide, and that's one of the best time shots from Blundell today. And proof of that is that even though there was a lot of hand on that from the fielder, it still goes for 4. And maybe that's just what Blundell needs.
Yeah, it's taken until the start of the 10th over for Tom Blundell to pick up his first boundary, and as you said, massive deflection on it. Got a good piece of it, but still good enough to run away for 4. I was just going to say at the back end of last over, there's sometimes the danger when you are trying to score quickly that you just start to look to muscle everything. And I don't think that's necessarily Blundell's best way of going about things. He's such a timer of the ball.
Blundell wants 2, and I don't know whether that was the right move. He's safe. The keeper doesn't gather. But not terrific communication between Blundell and Robinson as they went for that second.
And I think that's what you'll expect to see a little bit more of as well from Tom Blundell, is to try and really push the running. Be prepared to take a few more risks with that as well.
Maybe Blundell is just starting to find some timing. When the thing, Frankie, so Blundell is only striking at 116, though that's just ticked up in the last 5 minutes or so. But his team are in such a strong position that he doesn't necessarily have to do any more than that, provided Robinson keeps going at over 170.
Yeah, their little concern will be is what's a par total, what's a needed total out here. I think when you get off to a fast start and being none down as well, then you're in that position where you are probably starting to have a glance at 200. And so the concern a little bit for Tom Blundell is he'll be thinking, well, I'm struggling a little bit here. Timmy Robinson's striking it like a dream. Are there going to be players further down the order that can come in and play innings similar to that of Robinson? And am I actually the one at the moment who's slowing things down?
There's a fielder back, but he's not far enough because Robinson has smashed another 6 down over Long On's head. And the boundaries continue for him. That's his 3rd 6.
And these aren't small boundaries here at the Basin Reserve. That is a quality strike. Pushes the tournament's KFC tournament 6s up to 114. Puts that one over the pickets.
Good comeback from Tickner, but his pursuit of that 100th wicket continues. 13 off it, 10 gone, 98 without loss. Every single 6 is another $100 from KFC for Surf Lifesaving NZ, and that partnership goes back many, many years, has raised over $1.5 million over the years between KFC and Surf's Lifesaving NZ. But remember, each 6 in the Super Smash competition, that's another $100. So it's not just fun watching those big hits, it's for a good cause too.
Could be the opportunity for first wicket in the deep, and goes in the hands. Oh, Ben Smith on the mic. We will get to him later. You just hold on to that. You've done a perfect job for your team there. Picked up the first wicket, and it is Tom Blundell to go. Brett Randall back into the attack, and that is swung away, looking leg side, and it just hangs in the air. Good diving catch away to his right. Good set of hands does Jack Boyle. Blundell goes for 29. And the Firebirds lose their first with 98 on the board. Captain comes in at number 3, Nick Kelly, for the Firebirds. Over 1,500 runs in his career, healthy strike rate. And we have got the coach mic'd up, been so patient there, Ben, but you did a fabulous job and we didn't even have to talk to you.
Thank you, Frankie. Yeah, that's the easiest wicket I'll get on the mic, I think.
Was it getting to the stage that you were starting to pester the crew down there to get you on?
Apparently there is quite a sort of like habit, isn't there, of wickets falling when coaches come on the mic.
Yeah, it has been the case this season. We're actually trying to go through and do the exact maths on just how successful the commentator-coach combination has been. But I'm sure on the back of that wicket, that eases the feeling of a little bit of pressure that was coming on board there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the start we wanted, but it's it looks a good pitch. There's a bit of breeze got up on one end, and I think it's definitely a ground that's going to be tough to defend. So I think for us at the moment, picking wickets up is going to be key because of the amount of overs left still, and that means us being right on top of it in the field, but then also damage limitation as well. So it's about the bowlers just making sure they're clear and they execute their plans as best they can, and the outcome looks after itself.
Ben, Tim Roxburgh here. What sort of score, if you restrict them now, would you be happy with, do you think?
Yeah, I think if we can restrict them to below 200 from this stage, that would be ideal, you know, and then we'll need to make sure that we get a good partnership going at some stage during our innings. And look, it's going to take a big effort, but the cricket we've been playing so far in this competition has been outstanding. You know, we've got close to a big total before, we've set a big total. We've knocked off a sort of an in-between total that can also be a little bit tricky. So the lads have got a lot of faith and confidence within the group. But yeah, I think at the moment, if we can keep them below 200, I'd be happy, certainly.
A couple of youngsters in the mix today, Sam Cassidy and Toby Finlay. What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, so Toby's debut today, and he's somebody that's shown a lot of confidence, but also a lot of talent throughout the few weeks we've been together. He's been in the 12, so he's deserved his pace today. Sam Cassidy's slightly more sort of like the outer group of players at Central Districts, but he's come in for Josh Clarkson, who obviously is away just with managing his partner's having a baby, so they're just managing that at the moment. But it's brilliant. I love it, and to see the smile on Toby's face when he, you know, was given his cap by Jaden Lennox this morning was outstanding, and it's something that, you know, Central Districts are very proud of, continually unlocking natural talent throughout the 8 districts.
It's a busy period of cricket for your side. How do you spend the days in between games at the moment? Is there the chance for people to go home? Do you stay together as a group? What does that look like?
Yeah, we had one day, so we flew in from Wellington back into Napier when we came back from Saxton the other day, and then the lads had one day at home, and they were on the flight back down to Wellington yesterday. Tomorrow we're driving up to Palmerston, so what we'll do up there, we'll have tomorrow off. There might be a little bit of an optional for those that like to do stuff 2 days out from a game if they get the chance, but it'll be pretty relaxed tomorrow, and then we'll just do a light train the day before the game against Otago down at Fitzherbert.
I love it. Well, thanks for your time, Ben. We bought you the 1 wicket, so you can tick off a job well done for you, but thanks for your time.
Okay, anytime. Thank you.
11 gone, it's 104 for 1.
just past the halfway mark of this innings. Remember that Wellington won the toss and decided that they would bat. Central were keen to have a bat as well. And it's definitely a pitch with a lot of runs. Using the feet. This could be a chance. Diving forward and just misses.
Prepared to live life on the edge. Throwing the hands at the wider delivery. Just always felt like it was falling short. Does well to get two hands to it. But goes down. Big opportunity in the deep.
And I think crucially, as far as, you know, key moments in the game, it's Robinson who's on 66, just 39 balls. That's the second time he's been dropped. Straight down the ground, nobody there. And the dive comes in, and it is 4 more for Robinson.
It just keeps going, doesn't he? Just after the bowling here, he's moved up to 70, and he is eyeing up the off spinner here.
Yeah, the timing on that one, it's just a single, but if that was just fractionally further away, it would have been 4 because he hit it that sweetly.
Yeah, that's panic moments on the boundary. That is, boundary rider is at least 10 metres off, trying to cut down twos, trying to cut down angles, and then you see one get hit that powerfully off the blade, and you think, uh-oh, that's going to be 3 metres away from me, and I'm not going to be able to run it down. But does really well out there, just to keep it to a single.
Well, they always talked about the practice wickets out there at the basin, and the ball just speeding up when it hits those.
Just trying to get out of this over now. I think it's Shaw. Gone for 7 already, 1 ball still to come. He's got an opportunity to have a look at the left-handed Nick Kelly.
Started off with 2-2-2 and then no, and it's just a single. 12 gone, 112 for 1. So here are the 2 drops for Robinson. So Robinson with his 71 is the key to the whole innings at this stage. But in Tickner's first over, and whether it was the sun, whether it was the big blue sky, it should have been taken. And then this one, just the previous over, a much harder catch. You often see those taken, though. But it's also the nature of any game of cricket, and especially T20 cricket, that the job of Robinson is to score quickly. And if you're going to be scoring at over 150 and that's your role, then there probably will be some chances given.
Yeah, well, he has that licence up the top of the order. He's out there to create a strike rate, to create some chaos as well with how cleanly he does strike the ball. Feels like he picks up boundaries almost at will. 8 4s, 3 6s. And look at that, he's already got to 71 not out, and there's still 8 overs to go.
Yeah. Nice, Toby, nice, Toby!
You know, and he's still some distance from 100, but as far as the strike rate, the tempo is concerned, if he stays in, then he's going to pass 3 figures.
Yeah, and the good news as well, when you're looking at the way the side has gone about things in general, is it's been 73 balls bowled, and he's faced 41 of them. So to be able to get the main striker, the hot hand, give him the lion's share of the strike, that's why the Firebirds are in a position like this. So players down the other end have done a good job giving him the bulk of the strike.
Well, and that's a really wild one. I think that's why Blundell's interesting, or rather Blundell's innings is interesting, because he never really felt like he was in, but nor did he necessarily have to be, because Robinson was going so well.
Joys of a partnership, isn't it? And that's your perfect world, is when one's going, it can cover up for the other, and then you get through those tough patches and you both end up going. And no different to how bowlers are looking to bowl in partnership, exert some pressure on, and create some momentum by working in tandem over to over. It's also important out there. There's only 2 batters out in the middle, and so you may as well play it as 2 versus 11 rather than just the one. Can be a lonely position sometimes when it's not going overly well for you. So it was a great opening stand.
Good piece of timing, and the placement is almost perfect, but in the end, just the one run. You can see how confident he is.
That's where it'll be interesting to see how Nick Kelly continues to go about his innings. He is someone who has the ability to score very quickly, but he, at times, happy to play second fiddle, work the ball around, just find space, keep the momentum of the innings going, and then it'll be just when he's able to flip the switch.
Whether that was the attempted flicking of that switch, they get 2.
On, Toby. Great legs, Toby. Awesome boy.
Because the run rate has actually slowed in the last 5 overs. The last 5 overs, they're scoring at 7.8. And you often see that at this stage in a T20 innings. So round about the 11, 12, 13 over mark. There's just a kind of a holding pattern. And then either you're going to see a lot of fours or you're in boundaries, or you're going to see some wickets. That is going to be one of those boundaries. And it's Kelly now who's decided, yep, I've got my eye in. Lovely timing, and well over the fence for another 6.
Crunch that, here's Kelly. Just the little skip down. Gives himself just that little hint of momentum into the shot. Just the small shimmy, and then it gets into the arc, holds the pose afterwards. And this is where this partnership could get dangerous. Heard Brett Randall on the mic earlier talking about the wind and that evening up the boundary sizes. And if you've always got someone, right-hand, left-hand combination, able to utilise the wind well, it can be so difficult.
Pulls for 2, and it'll be easily done. So with that 6, what had been a tight over becomes an expensive over. 13 from it. 13 gone, 125 for 1.
Five of the 13 overs bowled so far, double figures. In between has been good controlled bowling from Central Stags, but it's just those big ones that meant the total was getting a little bit out of control. That 1 over of 23 from the bowling of Will Clark, the real standout. 7 overs left, and Firebirds sit at 125 for 1.
Boldly no, boldly no.
Jaden Lennox back into the attack for his 3rd over. Again, been really good, just gone for the 13 runs so far. He just offers Amy some real control for the Stags side through the middle.
Yeah, he does, and he's really is bowling quite flat today as well, which is needed to not give the in batters any time to try and skip down and pop him over the boundary. But he's bowled really, really well, being able to keep things under control.
Yeah, just clever with his changes of pace. Feel like he's someone who gets into the fight, always in the thick of the action. Oh, and beats the bat twice.
I like that Tom Bruce has used 6 bowlers as well, so it gives him options going into the back end. The last third of this innings, he has options in terms of where he looks to finish off.
Oh, 3 in a row. And that's when you just start to feel a little bit of pressure, start to grip the bat a little bit tighter. Give yourself a stern word or two.
You'd be happy if you hit the ball before. Bowled. Yes.
Yeah, good bowling. Gets outside the swing zone. Kelly can only pick up a single from it. Just gone for the 2 runs with a big last delivery to come.
Yeah, it is a big delivery. Robinson back on strike, so the man in form. If he can keep this away from the boundary, I'm sure the Stags will be happy with the result.
Yeah, well done once again. Full wide delivery. An excellent over, just the 3 runs coming from it. The cheapest, tidiest over so far. It's 128 for 1. Plan from here for the Stags? You feel it's just the case of chop and change, short spells for the bowlers now?
Well, that's what Bruce's plan has been so far. And just looking at the pick of the bowlers, Randall, 1 for 16. He has 1 left, as well as Lennox, none for 15, who also has 1 left. So he needs to get 4 more overs.
Now those 6 used so far, 2 for Shaw, 2 left for Tickner, 3 left for Clark, but everyone else, Lennox, Finlay and Randall, all just got 1 apiece. Those 3 have probably been the pick of the bowlers today. And so it's when and how you utilise those 3 overs. Oh, and a stroke of luck. The big inside edge, and that'll run away for 4 to start the over off.
Well, it's not big Blair Tickner's day today, that's for sure. He's had some bad luck, it just hasn't gone his way, which is cricket. Inside edge, runs away for 4. Beautiful outfield. There's no chasing that down. Good areas, good lines, good lengths, nice and tight into the body. Robinson gets away with another one. He goes to 78.
No real timing on that one, just all muscle, but a little knock on at deep mid-wicket means they get back for the second, and that is not made for a happy Tickner. There's a little bit of frustration just brewing there.
Just the man who is still awaiting his 100th wicket. He has a wee giggle.
Well, at least he can see the funny side. That's something. Not always the way for pace bowlers around the country.
It's true. Big, nasty, fasty. But he seems to have a good, relaxed attitude towards his cricket. Really enjoys his cricket. Doesn't take himself too seriously, which is refreshing. It's good to see. It's good to watch.
Kelly just swinging for the hills there. quite seem to get going. Nick Kelly, he's tried everything. Tried to look for the square options, tried down the ground. Just the 18 off the 15 deliveries.
And again with a miscue, it seems throughout both games today, really, the more a batter has tried to heave, the less likely they have been to connect cleanly with the ball. Just good cricket shots, use of the feet has been so successful.
That's it firmly. Can't beat the fielder. That's another pretty good over for the Stags. 9 from it, 137 for 1.
Yeah, she's getting there, yeah. Good. Move back home, sir. Oh, nice.
Five overs still to come here. Basin Reserve, and the Firebirds have put themselves in the box seat so far. 137 for 1. Their current rate will put them through to 183, but I feel they'll be looking closer to that 200 mark if they can. They've laid such a strong platform. Now it'll be Angus Shaw back into the lineup. Ball in hand. Right arm off spinner. Can he bring about a wicket? Pushing hard for 2 straight off the bat. Excellent running. Knew it straight away, did Robinson.
Good running, Jack Boyle. Lovely work today, Jack.
Yeah, good weighting of the ball there into the onside. There's no fielder up inside that ring apart from the short fine leg position, who was never going to get there. But they knew it was 2 from the outset, and they made it happen. Great running, good start to the over.
Throws it out wide. Skips off. Practice surfaces. Does well just to keep it to a single. Just start to wonder, there's a little bit of fatigue coming in for Robinson now. Just seems to have lost a little bit of that timing, a little bit of placement that we'd seen earlier in his innings. They would love to pick up another wicket here. Angus Shaw has been something of a golden arm this season.
Walking in, Josie.
Get yourself sorted once again.
Bowling, mate.
He's been really impressive this season, I think, especially coming into T20 format. The right arm off spinner, it's often the bowler that all the right hand batters' eyes light up to, want to take on, want to try and put over the ropes.
Yeah, I think the good thing about spin at this time of the innings is that the batters have to make all the pace. So I still think, you know, Tom Bruce and the Stags won't feel like this is too many for them. And they have seen one batter who's in.
Oh,
Tim Robinson. But the other 2 who've been in have struggled a little bit. And still, even so, they've still been able to score as a team at close to that 9 runs and over. So I think they won't feel like this total, even if it gets up towards that 190, 200, will be unattainable. Like, we've seen how good this wicket is, how good the outfield is. And the Stags have been in some great form with the bat as well so far to start this season.
Bowling. Nice shot.
And gets away with it. Yeah, that cry of anguish from Kelly. But that is a good over from Shaw. 6 from it. 1-4-3 for 1.
Yeah, sorry, over.
Got Brett Randall mic'd up to talk us through this over. We'll leave you to get through the first ball, Brett. Was a good start with ball in hand, but maybe not the best start with the mic there, Brett.
No, it's just come loose, unfortunately. There we go.
Rightio, what's the plan
now
at this stage?
I don't think it's changed from what I was saying before. I try to be quite straight with slowies. I sure hope this doesn't happen every ball. There we go.
Brett, is there any chat amongst the group when you've taken the wickets as to a total, what you're trying to keep them under?
Not so much a total, I think we're just trying to control what we can control, and that's our attitude in the field and our execution with our bowling.
So when you're seeing guys move around the crease like that, what are the options you look to go to?
Well, I'm either trying to follow them or trying to be wider of them. And he's moving a long way across, so I've got to go even wider, which I didn't do just then.
Around the wicket, stay down the tram line. Slow.
It's just the angle's good for that shot, and he's good at that shot.
Rightio, Brett, take us into your mind right now. Back-to-back boundaries, what's running through it?
Just trying to get out of the over with as little damage as possible, to be honest. Yeah, good. We'll come around now. Round, please, Billy. And unfortunately, it's going to have to be a change of plan for me, but in terms of coming around, but the plan itself doesn't change too much. Just lines change, so I've got to do my best
sometimes.
to make the adjustment
Happens.
now. Yeah, absolutely. It's T20 cricket.
So you're coming, exactly, coming around the wicket now. Is it spearing in at the toes with the 3 men out leg side, or is it try and hide it out by the wide line?
No, hide it out by the wide line. He's a big leg side hitter, chuck at the death, so we're going to try and keep it out there.
Well, it's worked a treat.
We get a wicket.
Thanks for your time, Brett. We'll let you go and enjoy that one, mate. What an interesting game T20 cricket is. Goes for 4-6. The ball before comes round the wicket, changes the angle up. As you heard, trying to hide it outside the off stump, and the execution this time absolutely on point.
Well, he's called it, hasn't he? He said his strength is going over that leg side. He picked out the man who had a wee juggle, but pouched it in the end, much to Brett Randall's delight. He's bowled very well today. He's now 2 for 28. Nick Kelly goes for 32 and the Firebirds 155 for 2.
Adjusted well and was able to get that wide one with no angle in.
Jump back in with you, Brett.
Oi.
Happy enough with the back end of that, Brett?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to get one wicket and a couple runs to close out, that's the way you want to close out an over after going for a couple of boundaries. So pretty happy there. Hopefully we can keep Logan on strike and minimise the damage.
Yeah, nicely done. Good 4 overs from yourself. Thanks for your time. It was awesome to have a listen in.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
157 for 2. I think that's great for us to, anytime we're getting people mic'd up at the moment, whether it's coaches or players, picking up wickets, everyone's going to be putting their hand up to do it soon.
And how's that for access as well? A bowler with ball in hand, just running us through his thoughts and obviously a change of tactic and why he was doing that. You could hear as well a little bit of chatter from his teammates who are fielding around him, just around ideas and plans. So it's great intel to get right in deep there. So thanks to Brett Randall for agreeing to doing that while he had ball in hand. Jaden Lennox now to bowl his 4th.
He's probably rethinking his decision after back-to-back boundaries, but got out of it well.
Gotta come.
It's a really good attitude to have as well. I think it's something that you have to work on. It doesn't just naturally come when you're a bowler in T20 cricket. There are some days where you'd actually go home and say you've bowled quite well and your figures don't reflect that at all. So the ability to almost just water off a duck's back. It's T20 cricket, it happens, all about the next ball. Very impressive mindset to have.
I'm out, Tom. Only no.
And it's a stumping chance. It looks like a very smart piece of glove work. And Robinson happy to just take his marching orders.
I'm not sure if umpire Billy Bowden's gone upstairs for this, but Tim Robinson says that's good enough for me. He will have seen, obviously, being so close to the action. Smart work, Dane Cleaver. Outstanding innings, though, Tim Robinson. He's held it together. He goes for an outstanding 89 of 57 deliveries and Firebirds 159 for 3.
Jesse Tashkoff now for the Firebirds. Early in his career, but look at that strike rate. Touching 135. And he's got 2.5 overs to try and put a few runs on the board. Still that, if they continue scoring at the current rate, it'll put them at 182. 10 and over will get them to 184.
Run out, Tom!
Oh, and dot ball.
Bowling, Leno, bowling, Leno! Wow, you're moving well, Tom. So nice.
We see a good wicket again. Again, good use of pace through the air, beating him on the outside.
Hit it, please. Okay.
Sliced away over backward point, big chase, and does exceptionally well. I think as well on the back of that stumping, that's actually fantastic umpiring. No need to send it upstairs, decision made on the ground. Brilliant from Billy Bowden.
Yeah, too true. I think it's just too easy now with access to the resources and replays, third umpires, to go upstairs. But I'm sure Billy Bowden has seen it all. So a good clear decision from him, you're right. Lennox, 1 ball to go on his 4th. He's had an outstanding set so far.
Oh, my.
Wow, perfect way for us to put the hex on him. 6 off the last ball that he bowled. His hands on hips from Lennox, a bit of frustration there. His last over goes for 11, but he picked up the big wicket of Tim Robinson. 168 for 3. Climbs into that one, does Logan van Beek. What a finish to the over. It is the change of pace down the leg side. And signalled wide by Billy Bowden.
I thought you heard it too, though, didn't you, Billy? Did you hear a little?
Yeah, it wasn't too short.
There was a little noise, wasn't there?
It could have been.
Lovely, Toby!
Just a little bit of encouragement from Dane Cleaver. What a good job Billy Bowden's doing. Might have just brushed the pad.
Oh, mate. Lovely, Toby! Stay there, Lo, stay there.
It's the thing as an umpire, I guess.
Oh,
You
my
never
God.
get a lot of praise from the players, would you? You'd perhaps get a little bit of advice here and there, or the odd sideways look. You don't see many players running up to you after that really good stumping decision, made the call from the field. Anyone patting him on the back and saying, great call, Billy, great call. I think, to be fair, though, to Dane Cleaver, that one possibly did just brush the leg there. Anyway, the Firebirds add to their tally.
Pace off once again. It's been the method this over. Hang sure again in the action on the boundary.
A good slower ball, but well waited for as well, and clubbed down the ground. Great work on the boundary. Good cricket in all 3 facets there. Shown a lot of skill as the youngster.
Good boys, good boys!
Showed off a lot of variations. He's been good with the back of the hand slower ball as well. Tough one to control. And clearly got big raps on him, tasked with bowling the toughest overs of the game.
Good Jacko! Sanders, boy!
Yeah, I was watching him warming up, and he looked to be full of energy, wanting to take as many catches as possible from the coach, who was absolutely pounding them at him. But yeah, he looks to be full of energy. He's got all the skills. He has the change-ups, change of pace.
It's a white ball.
You can see the idea there, just with Van Beek shuffling across a little bit offside, trying to hang the ball wide outside off stump, but just a little bit too far on that occasion. Spot on that occasion, and does the fielding as well. Very impressive from the young man. He's gone for 8 runs so far this over. Got 2 players trying to get after him. There's just the one ball to come. He'll be desperate to get out of this over. Probably wouldn't mind picking up a wicket as well off his last ball. Get the first one in the bank. No wicket, but a good finish to the over, just a single. He finishes with figures none for 33 off his 4 overs. There's 1 over to go here at the Basin Reserve. It's 177 for 3.
We see his teammates get around him. Toby Finlay at the end of his 4 and say, good job, buddy. Good start for your Super Smash career. As Frankie said, didn't pick up the wicket, but he showed a good set of abilities that he can call on at any time. It looks like he has a lot to offer.
And it will be the experience of Blair Tickner to bowl the last. Stuck on 99 wickets at the moment. You feel perfect setup. Last over, 2 batters trying to absolutely get after it. Time for 3 figures for Tickner. That's it high, leg side. Chance, running back. Oh, and the diving effort could have been brilliant. Could have been a memorable one indeed.
Third umpire to director. Have a boundary check, please. Copy, thank you. Fielder inside the boundary at this point. Can you just rock and roll that as to when the fielder releases the ball? Okay, at this point, inside the boundary, roll it forward, please, if you would, slowly, frame by frame. Inside at this stage, that is fine. Just rock and roll that back for me, please, a little. It's hard to see the ball against the white picket fence. Okay, at that point, elevated. Release the ball at that point. It would appear. Have you got another angle? Thank you. Okay, at this point, ball is still in hand. Unable to tell from that angle. Have you got any other angles for us? Thank you. Ball in contact with the field at this stage. Just rock and roll that, please. Ball in the hand, frame by frame. Thank you. Ball is in the hand still at that point, and the ball is not released. Satisfied that the ball has not been fielded inside the field of play. Can I go back on field, please?
Well, it looked like a tremendous piece of fielding. There was some real athleticism there. but just hasn't quite got it out of the hand in time. Great job from our third umpire, Glenn Walkland. Earned his money on that one.
Has there been an unluckier man today than Blair Tickner? Luckily, he's just faced everything with a big smile on his face. Pretty good effort out there from Curtis Heafy and Jack Boyle, looking to combine for something special to bring up his 100th wicket, but not to be. Still a chance, 4 balls left.
White ball.
Well, off you bet, you thought maybe this was wicket number 100 for Tickner. Steadied himself underneath it, but just ran out of real estate, did Heafy. Tried to get the lob off to Jack Boyle, who was coming round for mid-wicket, but just didn't quite get it out of the hand quick enough. Oh, no, 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 no. The big inside edge for 4. Oh, it's gone from having a little bit of a laugh about it to some real frustration now. That is a long trudge back for Tickner.
And again, how many of these have we seen today? Oh, that one through the legs as well. Inside edge, desired result. Not for that man, though. He's thinking, what do I need to do today? Just to pick up one more.
Is this the chance? Is this number 100 looking into the sun? Yes, it is. Well held in the deep, the youngster. And there's a smile all around. There's a little bit of a head shake. But a big congratulations to Blair Tickner. Brings up the 3 figures. The first Central Stag to 100 T20 wickets.
Well, here it is once again. Just a top edge, did not get all of it. The youngster, Toby Finlay, down there at deep backward square, manages to take a fantastic catch. He was looking into the sun, big blue sky, pouches it safely. Well done. Well done again to Blair Tickner. He finally gets a wicket in the wicket column for today. 2 balls left in this innings for the Firebirds, 189 for 4 currently.
Clubbed straight. Hit hard and flat down the ground. Coming back for the second. Oh, and the little misfield allows them to get home.
Here we see the 3 figures, 71 matches. Good average there as well.
White ball.
And it won't quite be the last delivery yet.
1.
Enjoying the occasion so much, Blair Tickner. He just wants one more crack at it.
Interestingly, while we have time for this extra delivery, Seth Rance, he's the 2nd highest wicket taker for the Stags, sitting on 92. Then in 3rd place is Doug Bracewell, who's sitting on 75, so a wee way back.
Well, beats the bat, and it will be a dot ball to finish things off. It has been an eventful innings. 15 runs coming from it. Wicket number 100 falling in that last over 2 for Blair Tickner. But it means that the Firebirds, they've got through to 192 for 4.
Well, this is really what T20 cricket is all about. So, you know, it's a really big score. And as I say, maybe not quite as big as it might have been, but it means that if you're watching this game, whoever you're supporting, chances are you're going to see a lot of entertainment. Because from ball 1, they've got to be going for a 9.65 and over.
Yeah, if you're in Wellington, you're thinking about coming in, it would be a good evening to come and sit in the basin, at the basin, and watch this chase unfold. If they are to chase this down, it will be a good innings from the Stags, and I'm sure we'll see some fireworks if that is the case as well.
So we saw Jack Boyle's record there, and he'll be working to build on that. The strike rate a little bit low, and the average a little bit low too, but certainly a player who's got a lot of talent. Speaking of talent, this is someone who's had it and at the highest level, and international, playing for the Netherlands. And look at that, over 100 matches, over 100 wickets. So it will be Van Beek opening up. And it's Boyle on strike. And some nice shape there. Nice moving away, and that's why there's a slip in place.
Yeah, good signs with the new ball here. That looks like it's gone in the air and off the wicket as well. Not a lot of carry through to Tom Blundell, so perhaps he might just adjust where he's standing, take another step forward.
So first run's tight single, nicely run.
Good legs.
Curtis Heafy just very fresh into his career as well, just his 7th match. Average of 21, we're looking to build on that. As well as that strike rate, that'll be important today to get that up over that 100 mark.
Well, you don't see too many leaves in T20 cricket, but just getting a look, and as you say, so this is only his 7th game, so really new at this level. And while it is a really big score, he's got to chase, giving himself maybe a ball to get the eye in, and with that little bit of movement to negotiate from Van Beek. Yeah, and tries to catch it.
Yeah, I think important to give himself just a few balls. The one thing that will ruin it for the Stags is wickets, really. So even if that run rate climbs up to even 10s, 12s, it's still very, very attainable when you consider the Stags' middle order looks like. Dane Cleaver, Tom Bruce have been in damaging form so far this summer. Well, a great start here from Logan Van Beek. Just the one off so far. One ball remaining in the first over.
Using the feet, and he gets a single. That's a really tidy over from Van Beek. It comes to an end, just 2 off it. So the first over gone, 2 without loss. Well, we're keeping count of how many sixes hit this Super Smash season, and we are up to 118 every single 6. It's another $100 for Surf Lifesaving New Zealand. Over the years, around about $1.5 million has been raised for Surf Lifesaving New Zealand through KFC. So 118 sixes, that means this summer alone, it's $11,800. And if this is going to be a successful run chase, we're going to add more to that tally.
Well, James Hartshorn, he'll be bowling the second. He'll have some great memories from his last outing against this opposition in Nelson, where he picked up 5 for 24. How easy is that on your first game?
Oh, Greenie! Lovely, Greenie!
You know, it's not a bad debut, is it, for Hartshorn?
You got it, Jake. Thanks. Bye, man.
Hartshorn, I should say. The Hartshorn has a nice ring to it as well. I didn't really say Hartshorn, did I?
You did now.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. Anyway, so Hartshorn had a big smile on his face before he started bowling. So he appears to be in a good mood. And why wouldn't he be with his previous game? Using the feet. Oh, spectacular stop in the gully. It's Robinson, who was the star with 89 with the bat.
Yeah, Tim Robinson. Great work, one-handed stop, diving to his left. Here's a wee collapse at the end. Just perhaps that time in the middle catching up with him.
Oh, good footwork and even better placement. 3 fielders go for it, and none of them are going to reach it, so Boyle gets his first boundary.
Yeah, Jack Boyle just changing things up, going down the wicket, giving himself a little bit of room, easing away into the leg side, making sure he can access that offside. It gets onto those practice wickets. Even though the Firebirds thought they might have had a chance, they didn't. That one runs into the rope. So 7 off so far. 2 balls in the second remaining.
See, Boyle isn't afraid to use the crease, move to the offside, or give himself room on the onside. And even if that just results in a single, it's trying to create doubt in the bowler's mind as well.
Yeah, it is. He's been a player that he moved up to Hawke's Bay from Canterbury. He's been in Hawke's Bay now for a few years, so he's making his way this year.
And even though it's straight to the fielder, he's back on the edge of the circle, so it's an easy single to end the second over. 9 off it, 11 without loss.
You must be tough to umpire, eh? Yeah. Because even they're coming from that angle. Yeah. Left arm. Yeah, left arm over.
Abbas is into the attack. And so already we see that the required run rate is just ticked over 10. And that's not going to be cause for much panic at this point in time, but tidy start. So tidy start from a Wellington point of view, having conceded just 11.
Yeah, Mohamed Abbas early on his Wellington career as well, just his 13th match. It's good to see left arm seamers. It's not something that you see a huge amount of, so it's nice to see a left armer here at the basin today. Trundling in.
Big swing and miss. And Heafy doesn't mind using the feet and going for those kinds of shots.
Was there a touch on this? No,
I don't think so.
But again, just not carrying through to Blundell. Might be considering taking a couple more steps up to try and make sure that any chance will carry through to those gloves.
And the umpires looking at each other, square leg umpire suggesting this is going to be wide, and it is. Not the worst looking delivery though, is it?
Well, one for the over used early on. Only 2 balls in now, so 4 to go. Curtis Heafy will know that most of the next 4 deliveries will be up in his half.
So Mohammed Abbas from Lahore, in Pakistan, where he was born. Now, has he got that how he wanted it? Yes, he does. And Heafy using invention, which is pretty common these days, and he gets a boundary.
Well, great shot. He gets himself nice and set and still. You can see his eyes are over the top of the ball right until that last second, where he just moves his head out of the way to make sure he can get the elevation. Good stuff. Great boundary. Making the most of those fielders up.
Oh, that is one of the best shots of the day. And that is old-fashioned cricket. So the modern cricket with the previous shot, and then this one, it's just a classical shot, and the placement was perfect.
Beautiful cricket shot, first and foremost. Again, stayed still, stayed steady, crunches it through the offside. Absolutely no need to run there. Curtis Heafy, 12 off 11.
That's going to be another boundary. 2 bounces, and it's gone over the rope. So he's hitting it all around the park, starting off with behind the keeper, then through the covers, and this one is long on. And Heafy with his 3rd 4.
Well, he's going 360, isn't he? That one there, again, staying very still, getting himself into position, swinging through the line. Beautiful stuff. Again, no need to run. Pressure very squarely back on the Firebirds. And Mohammed Abbas here with ball in hand. 1 ball to go. 13 off the over so far. He needs to get out of this with as little damage as possible.
So a slight change of the field. So we're seeing the mid-wicket who was up inside the circle is now going back on the boundary. So that's either deep mid-wicket or cow corner is also a square leg who is back on the boundary rope too. From the first one hard, but there isn't going to be a second. So an expensive over comes to an end. 14 off it. 3 overs gone, 25 without loss.
I think with just very little risk so far, the Stags have been able to get themselves off to a great start, going at just a tick over 8 and over, making the most of this power play, these two. 25 for none after 3. Very, very similar position is what the Firebirds were in. So they'll be happy with the start. This is something that has been a trademark of their play so far.
Ben Sears into the attack for the first time, and always a lot of attention around a player like Ben Sears. Saw him signing autographs for the kids and doing high fives with some precocious youngsters on the sideline saying, "Can I have a high five?" And he said, "Yes, you can." And then a whole bunch of them wanted high fives, so he obliged. Now big appeal, and he's got a wicket straight away. Heafy trying to reverse him. It was the wrong ball to do it, and Ben Sears into the attack. He strikes immediately.
Well, how about this for a first ball back in 8 months? Strikes, takes a delivery. Very, very brave shot. Couldn't connect, though, Curtis Heafy. Well done, Ben Sears. What a great feeling that must be for the speedster. Gets the result he's after. Great breakthrough for the Firebirds. Just what they needed, trying to put the brakes on. Curtis Heafy, 17. And the Stags, 25 for 1.
First wicket has fallen in the Stags in their run chase. And it's Heafy who was trying to reverse Sears' first ball. Let's see, does that strike outside the line of off? It is very close to. And you saw as Heafy was walking off, he was looking at the big screen, and that is normally disappointing when they get out, obviously, but he was looking like, was that just sitting outside the line of off?
At the end of the day, it's in the book. And he has to go. Dane Cleaver to the crease.
Whether it's also one of those ones that because the batter has done a reverse, that to the naked eye, that they've missed a full reverse, and it just looks like it's more likely to be out. And that had they been in a normal shape, then maybe it would be easier to determine that that was outside the line. It was close either way.
Here it is again, freeze frame. It looks certainly to be hitting outside the line of off stump. Here he is, just having a look at that replay on the screen. A little bit of confusion. But as is the case, as has been the case for hundreds of years, he walks off when he's given.
Tight single. It's something that Shane Warne did really well, which was that he would get wickets sometimes on the strength of the delivery, but not necessarily that it was going to be out. You know, he was obviously a good appealer, but sometimes if you look at some of those wickets, that it was maybe the reputation of the player or the fact that it was such a good ball, not that it was hitting the wickets.
Well, a different time, absolutely, in international cricket with DRS and players and teams having that opportunity to review when they think it doesn't quite feel right, but not so in the Super Smash.
Well, it's good to see the fast bowling stocks for New Zealand men's cricket looking good. You know, that we've had 3 of our greatest ever quicks have departed in the last couple of years from the international game, with Southey, Bolt and Wagner. And now with Henry leading the next generation, but there's some others behind him who are looking really promising, and Sears is one of those.
Yeah, it's good signs for New Zealand cricket, isn't it, to see this young man back at the crease, ball in hand, I'm sure he will have had a very, very strict rehab over the last 8 months, and he would have put in a lot of overs before getting to this point in the nets to make sure that he was absolutely ready and the body was up to it. So he's hoping he can get through these 4 overs today.
Well, it's a good over from Sears, and it's a successful one as well. 4 overs gone, 30 for 1. Two overs left in the power play. And required run rate is 10.2. That's 163 off 96. But we know that the Central Stags had suggested they were comfortable chasing anything just under 200.
Yeah, good start again from Logan van Beek. Ball in hand. He went for just 2 off his first over. So a great start for him. Now with new players, a new batter, sorry, at the crease, Dane Cleaver. Just getting his innings going. So again, be looking to limit the damage really in this 5th over of the power play.
Oh, it sounded so good off the bat, and it's flown over the boundary rope. That's Boyle and his first 6.
Yeah, it is. I think this takes us up to 119. The Super Smash tournament so far. Just that pickup length, able to get under it, put that one away. Much needed throughout this power play.
It's gone again. Now, it's not going to find the boundary, but it will be another 2 to the total for Boyle.
Yeah, good start for that man. 17 off just 10, trying to get the momentum going in this innings. Stag still just trucking along, just under 8.5 and over. So not a bad start.
That's going to be 4. And as soon as it hit the bat, and as soon as it beat that inner circle, it's still the power play, and Boyle gets another boundary.
He does, great shot. This time he gets the width that he's after to free his arms up and over that point fielder. He can do nothing but watch that one sail over his head.
I think we spotted Dane Cleaver's brother in the crowd there just before, and he took a crowd catch the other day. And it wasn't just any crowd catch, it was a crowd catch off his brother. So how often you think in the history of cricket that there's been a representative game like this where you have taken a catch in the crowd off your brother? There he is, looks like a fairly laid-back sort of character. And it looks like he's reliving the catch, I would suggest, too.
Good finish to the over there, Logan van Beek. And the Stags 43 for 1 after 5.
KFC's Sixes for Surf is running again this summer, and this is a great initiative. New Zealand's got so much coastline, and Surf Lifesaving New Zealand do exactly as their name suggests. They save people's lives. And so every time a six gets hit, it's another $100 for this wonderful cause. KFC's Sixes for Surf. And I think we're up to 119 sixes for the Super Smash already, which means $11,900 has been raised. Last over of the power play, 43 for 1. So required rate is bang on exactly 10. Hartshorn back into the attack. His first over went for 9.
Oh, no.
An ideal start to the second. Are we going back to those thoughts and dreams of his first outing at Nelson, Saxton Oval? What a beautiful, beautiful ground it is down there. Where he picked up 5 for 24. We're back on track here.
Bit of a shimmy. And I thought about 2, but the timing was too good.
Yeah, you can see here the plan to Boyle, who's got off to a pretty good start, 23 off just the 13 deliveries, is to cramp him up a little bit, not allow him to free his arms, whether that be through the offside or the onside. Looks like there might be a plan here for the Firebirds. Dane Cleaver just new to the crease, only faced the 4 deliveries, so the Stags will certainly be hoping that he can get himself underway. This partnership already has crept up to 20 of just 12 deliveries. Boyle doing the heavy lifting.
Charging, hitting in the air. And they are going to come back for 2. He's going to have to hurry. And in the end, makes it easily. This is one of those run chases where you sort of perceive that they're not scoring quite as quickly as they are. You know, they're trucking along here, 9 and over. And when you've got Tom Bruce to come, even though this is such a big run chase, at this stage, I don't think the Central Stags will be overly worried. Chance of a run out, confusion, and confusion in the field too. And in the end, it is just a single.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a funny game where it's felt like batters have not really ever gotten themselves in, yet still been able to score at a pretty good strike rate and run rate throughout the innings. So it leaves us in a position where Stags are chasing 193. Where normally you would think that's a huge total. But just the wicket here, which has been used in an ODI just a few days ago.
He's got that through, and the timing isn't perfect from Boyle, but it's gone for 4. He's hit 3 4s now and a 6, striking at almost 200.
A perfect example here of the wicket in the outfield and how true it's playing as well. Just getting enough on that for that to roll away. Hamid Abbas not having a chance there in the end, but Jack Boyle continuing on with his great start, goes to 27. He's done this throughout the season so far, been able to get off to a fast start. That's what he's done here today as well. Hartshorn, 2 deliveries left.
There's a fielder back there, and he has put it down. That is the second one today we've seen in pretty much that exact part of the ground where it was a regulation outfield catch, and it's just gone in and it's gone out.
Wow, disappointment from the bowler. Again, just that wry smile, which we've seen a lot today from bowlers. He almost had too much time to think about it. He had a perfect technique, but just in and out. Nick Greenwood puts that down.
Charging, and third man is up inside the circle. As so often happens at any level of cricket, after a drop comes a boundary. 14 off the over. That is the power play over, 57 for 1. Let's look back at those power play highlights. So Heafy and Boyle at the top of the innings. And as far as the run rate's concerned, that they have been right on track so far. Heafy was looking good, and his first ball against Sears, he tried to reverse it. Maybe that was hitting just outside off stump. It was a good piece of bowling, though, from Sears regardless. And we can see Boyle has started to find some really good touch here. He's hit 4 boundaries, including 1 big 6 so far. But that drop catch, and it was Greenwood who put it down. Just wondered whether, as much as it's regulation, it looked like he was caught in 2 minds as to whether he's going reverse cup or whether he's going conventional. And it was neither here nor there. As we bring Frankie Mackay back into the commentary box.
Yeah, just in time for the spin to come into the action.
His young husband, he's gone for a couple off his first ball.
Been a really good start, though, for the Stags. I think it's an area of their game that they've had to work pretty hard on. Not necessarily the fastest scorers up the top. You should see Peter Younghusband's record.
Oh, yeah.
And so really good to see the way, especially Jack Boyle's gone about his work. He's looked to take the game on and just punished a couple of loose deliveries from time to time. It's meant he's got himself into a good position, and Stags scoring at pretty much 10 and over.
10 and over without looking too dramatic.
Oh, yeah.
Which means if you're a Wellington supporter, you know that you've got to do what you've always got to do in cricket, which is break a partnership, but you've also got to believe that you can break this and then get the very dangerous, very informed Tom Bruce early, and then you're in with a chance.
Back, Jeff, back.
Yeah, well, the team's strengths really match up against each other.
Go, go, you go, Pete.
Wellington's so good at controlling through the middle. Big part of it is that man, Peter Younghusband, ability to utilise the big boundaries here, utilise the angles, play that defensive cricket. So good through the middle of an innings, but where you'd say the strength of the Stags lineup is also in their middle order hitting. So we are in for some fireworks here.
M.E.T. Troy. Up here, why can't we?
Frankie, do you think a player like Tom Bruce, who's in such terrific form, do you think he has, even if it sounds a bit selfish, an ideal time in his head where he would like to come into the field and come to the pitch and start batting, given that wherever he comes in, he's still going to have to score quickly from the get-go?
Run him out, Troy! Run him out! Lovely. Yes, T! Lovely, Troy.
Yeah, I think he will. 66 for 1. Well, you asked about that man there, Tom Bruce, and if he had an ideal time to come in. I would say he would have an idea in his mind.
Oh, wow. That is the biggest hit of the day. That is Dane Cleaver. And sighs in the crowd as it's dropped in the crowd, but that is an enormous hit.
Yeah, that is huge. The shake of the head. It's a pace-off delivery from Sears. And he has got all of that. Oh. Gets himself nicely underneath it, but just at the last second, maybe gets a little bit big on him.
Maybe distracted by the drink bottle or the sandals, and probably should have been taken. Great shot from Cleaver.
Yeah, I think Tom Bruce will be happy to call it in the dugout as long as these two keep going along at the rate they are. It's good watching at the moment. But I think most middle order players, that they have a preference. You get some players as well in a team that they don't actually enjoy coming in during the power play. They actually want to come in and see fielders out on the boundary, see that open space, the ability to even just rotate strike early. Then you have some players who bat in those 4 or 5 spots, and they'd actually secretly really love it if they had the opportunity to bat in the power play all the time. And you talk with some players and they'll have a number in mind that from 10 overs it feels like it suits them.
Yeah, just wondered, you know, let's say it's the same required run rate. And so if you come in needing 10 and over, but you've got 10 overs to do it, versus 10 and over with 7 overs to do it, whether that makes any difference to a player of Tom Bruce's class or not.
No, I don't think that will make too much of a difference for him. I think with the form that he's in, particularly at the moment, that 10 and over won't frighten him, whether he needs to do it for 10 overs, 12 overs, or only 2 overs. I think he is seeing the ball like a dream. But it's perhaps more around the tempo of your innings. Probably, I think if you had to ask Tom Bruce, he'd probably rather come in with a little bit more time up his sleeve than less. I think just the way that he reads the game, knows the game, means that he can put some more control into what's happening when he's out there for a little bit longer, rather than perhaps being just the role of a hitter. Whereas I think you look at someone not playing today, but Josh Clarkson, someone who can just come in and strike right from ball one. He maybe suggests that it's lesser time rather than more.
Yeah, as far as just how good that form is for Bruce, who isn't yet batting, but he could be fairly soon, who knows. He scored 241 runs at an average of 80.3 in his last 6 innings in the Super Smash. So that's going back to last summer as well, but 241 and an average of 80. That's good from Sears. Good fielding off his own bowling as well. Just tucking up Cleaver. 8 overs gone, 74 for 1. Eight overs gone. So at the same stage, Wellington were on 79 without loss. The Stags are 74 for 1. So not much different there. Tashkov into the attack.
Wellington!
We've got Logan Van Beek mic'd up out in the middle for us. Logan, no doubt you're out in the hot zone. How are you at the moment?
I'm well. It's actually a little bit chilly with this wind here, but hopefully get a wee catch here. Sweep shot. No? Okay. What's happening up there?
Well, he tried for it. He tried to help you out with it.
Oh! I'm sure someone's going to get hit soon.
That's turned out to be... Yeah, that has turned out to be very good placement.
Yeah, I'm worried. There are a lot of spectators, and the ball just seems to be missing these spectators just, so hopefully it doesn't happen, but spectators always got to keep their eyes open.
Yeah, good advice. That's actually gone straight in the backpack next to her, so that's worked out probably as well as that could have. Talk to me a little bit about how you see the game placed at the moment.
Quite evenly poised, actually. These two have started really well. It's going kind of just under 10s. No. Well done, Troy. Awesome, Troy. Evenly poised, definitely. This is going to be an interesting stage, these next 7 overs. If we can take 3 or 4 wickets, I think advantage us. If we don't take a wicket, then I think it's going to take some good execution towards the end.
And of course it is retro round. How are you enjoying the stripes?
Yeah, loving the stripes. It's pretty cool to kind of go back in the past and bring it to today and have the tops. I wish we could wear them every round, really. Nice.
Yeah, they are good fun. Thanks for your time, Logan. We'll catch up a little bit later on. $85 for 1.
Nice, bro. Blowing.
Nine overs gone, so here's the equation. The Stags need 108 from 66 balls, and they are going exactly as they need to at this point in time. They've only lost the 1 wicket, so required rate 9.82, and they are doing it at this stage very smartly. As we know, it could absolutely change. Cleaver 27 not out, as is Boyle on 35, and both striking it at really good strike rates. Oh, that would have been an incredible take. That would have been something special in the covers. In the end, it's going to go down as a drop catch. But that's Kelly, and what an effort.
Look, we'll take that one on the chin, because we have got Firebirds coach Shane Jurgensen with the microphone in hand. We hadn't given you the introduction yet, and if we had, then maybe that one would have stuck. But Jurgo, how are you?
Yeah, good. Disappointed the captain didn't take that. I mean, we've been working on those the whole winter and pre-season. Come on, Chuck. No, tough chance, that one.
I actually like that from you. We like it when coaches get on the mic and give a little spray from time to time. We don't mind that at all.
No, strong relationship with the captain, so can't ruining that. But yeah, no, good game of cricket. Cello Basin Reserve, she's really not quite full, but great crowd, kids everywhere. So it's, yeah, a lot of happy people here at the moment. So yeah, it's nice. The scene is set, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We just had a little talk to Logan on the mic, and he thought it was very evenly poised. Are you feeling the same?
Yeah, very even. Not comfortable at all. Good game of cricket.
And what's the plan through this middle stage? Are we going to see lots of pace off? Is it chop and change of a bowler? I know that this Wellington side are always very good defending at home. What makes them so good at that?
I think it's, as you saw maybe in an international game here a few days ago, it's a tough ground to play. You know, we've had some really bad windy days when we've had training, and it's just about adapting to the conditions out there and the wind as well as the pitch.
Good lucky boy! Standing Lokes!
I think also too the ground, it's quite a big ground today, so sometimes in the past we've had games where it's on slightly one more pitch side of the pitch than the other, and the poor bowler's have got to deal with a raging southerly if it's on one side of the pitch, and the next minute it's what would be a normal 65-metre boundary, all of a sudden with the wind probably down to a 45-metre boundary. So it's, the bowlers are really happy today, I think, to have that extra few meterage on the boundary. I've got to field this.
Yeah, close to you as that runs away, but I did see a few happy faces from the bowlers when the ropes were pushed out after the first game today. Talk to us a little, how good is it having Ben Sears back? Made an immediate impact with ball today.
Yeah, thank goodness he's playing, because he's been an absolute pest the last few weeks. Like, he's just been absolutely fizzing. I did suggest to Gary, steered the Blackcaps, I think he's ready to go. Please get him playing cricket, because he's been driving everyone insane. But yeah, he's been a real live wire around training the last few days.
I love it. I'm sure if he keeps bowling the way he is, it won't be long till he's back in black either. Thanks for your time, Jurgo.
Thank you.
Halfway stage, it's 93 for 1.
Halfway stage, 93 scored, so they're chugging along at 9.3. They need 10 and over for the back half. With 9 wickets in hand, they are in a really good position, the Stags, but they're still chasing a big score. And that big score is because of Tim Robinson's knock, 89 of 57. He just slowed a fraction at the end, but if you're slowing a fraction at the end and your strike rate is still that high, it shows how dominant he was. Support from Blundell and Kelly, which led the Firebirds to that really good total. A total, though, that at one point looked like it was going to be more like 200, maybe 210.
Oh, well.
Ooh, giving himself room and completely missing it, but surviving.
Well, that is real turn. We have seen the spinners grip the ball throughout the day, but this is biting turn. Bounce to go along with it, and too good for everyone. Will gives himself room. Blundell barely lays a glove on it.
Down, Pete.
Yeah, one of those ones that you think has missed the stumps in terms of direction, but it's actually gone over. So this partnership is 71 off 43 balls. So it's a partnership that Wellington have to break.
Tommy, come!
See, Cleaver was trying to hit that absolutely as far as possible. It's a 72 off 44. It's an excellent partnership, and you see how even it is too. Frankie, the difference between this one and what we saw in the first innings is that in the first innings it was Robinson who had all the strike rate, and so Blundell was only going at a run a ball, but it was as a partnership the same as this one, except the difference here is that these two are really virtually dead even.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how partnerships develop and who faces the lion's share, and how at times that'll swing in roundabouts within an innings.
Charging and hitting it straight down the ground, and all the fielders can do is watch as that goes into the middle tier of the R.A. Vance stand. What a shot from Boyle.
Oh, that is clean striking from Boyle. No wonder there's a smile on the face. Skips down and gets all of that. Little hold the pose, flamingo at the end. He has put that right into the very top of the sight screen. Beautiful way to bring the 100 up for the Stags.
Almost looked like he was thinking about doing it again and decided to keep it on the ground. Almost a bit of a whoopsie in the outfield, but 2 runs, 13 off the over, 11 gone, 106 for 1. There's the comparison, and I think the thing to look for are the 3 dots that happened at the end of the Wellington innings, and you don't see the worm go down, but you don't see it change its trajectory. So after 11 overs, score 106 for 1. Same stage for Wellington Firebirds. It was 104 for 1.
This feels like a really important over. Big one, the one before. They used Ben Sears as their wicket taker. And the reason he has come back for his 3rd over now is to try and break this partnership, which to me just signals that Nick Kelly's getting a little bit concerned with how it's tracking. Partnership up to 82 now, 48 balls.
Here.
And so it's just a little roll of the dice, just to try and break this partnership, pick up another one here, get a new player out to the middle, and hopefully try and get yourself ahead of the game.
Well, they have to try something. The partnership, 83 off 49 balls, and both players striking at around about 150. Boyle striking at 148, Cleaver 156. Oh, what a wonderful piece of timing that is. Almost went all the way for 6. And Cleaver moves into the 40s.
Clever, really clever batting here. The ball before, with some consultation, people demonstrating the shot that Cleaver might play. Just moved fine leg a little bit finer, almost as though he was in position for the ramp or the scoop. And this time he just gets inside the line of it and puts it almost exactly where fine leg had been. Really clever. Good batting from Cleaver. He goes up to 40. And discussions again, making sure those angles are correct.
Good feature here as well is that if you look at the strike rates, so the strike rates are sensational, but it's not just boundary. So that shows that the running between the wickets has been a massive feature of this partnership.
Yeah, important. As Firebirds coach Shane Jurgensen mentioned, that there are reasonably big boundaries here. And so if you are able to gap the ball well and place the ball well, you can pick up 2s.
Well, that is another 6. And similar to the shot, a couple of balls before. And that is 50 for Boyle. He has played so well with 3 4s and 3 6s.
Well, on this occasion, that field placement was all but perfect. The only thing that got in the way, Jack Boyle's timing, just straight over the man's head in the deep. 3 4s, 3 6s. moves through to 50 off just 32 deliveries.
Third man had just come up inside the circle, and that ball is going to run away for 4 exactly where the field was. The frustration for Sears, 12 overs gone, 123 for 1. That partnership is almost up to the 3 figures off just 53 balls. As they're rocketing along now, the Stags, their equation, it's the lowest required run rate of the innings. It's down to 8.75. Started at 9.65. In the last 5 overs, Frankie, 57 runs, no wickets at 11.4.
Yeah, it's felt like a little momentum swing once again, that it was just hanging in around the same rate. Felt like it had got to that tense point of who's going to break first, but it's just been a little acceleration from the Stags, a little put the foot down moment. And it's just about now for the Stags. They've got themselves in a really good position, continuing to play that aggressive cricket, that smart cricket that we've seen all innings. And it's also, for the Firebirds, just that ability to hang in and know that if they are able, like Logan van Beek earlier said, 2 or 3 wickets.
That is a beautiful shot. That is such a beautiful shot. That's a test match sort of a piece of timing and placement from Boyle.
Yeah, very nice. Beautiful way to bring up the 100-run partnership between these two. Jack Boyle, he's been the aggressor. 53 off 30, his contribution. Dane Cleaver, no slouch at all. Still striking at 161 alongside him.
Very short. And while there's so much pace off that ball, it's going to struggle to the boundary. It does make it. And the boundaries just keep continuing.
He just climbed into that one, hasn't he? Jack Boyle. It's the slow ball bouncer, the off cutter into the surface, but just too much width, both third and point up inside the circle. And here's a man in form, Jack Boyle.
Wellington Firebirds have got to find something special here. And a hopeful appeal.
Yeah, just a little clear of the lungs for Logan van Beek. And just the opportunity as well, beat the bat. It hasn't happened for a little while. 2 boundaries in this over. We'll be looking to close out here. A dot or a single, minimise the damage in this one.
So the over comes to an end, and it's another good one from the Central Stags' point of view. 11 off it, 13 gone, 134 for 1.
Great start to the innings from Jack Boyle. He used his innovation early doors and was able to be really aggressive through the offside. Picked off boundaries at will through the leg side as well. And he has been a mainstay of this innings. He started off, opened up, and has just been able to continue on his work. He showed promise throughout the season, but today really making it count. $134 for one. Still 59 required. Taking their time trying to get field settings exactly right. Right men in the right places. And you start to feel now it's the need for a wicket. So no real surprises. They've gone to one of their key men, the bowling lineup, and Peter Younghusband.
Wait.
A lot of effort for a dot ball.
Yeah. Nice
It's just looked risk-free so far, hasn't it? These two have put together an outstanding partnership.
Down. Chris Pete. LVPY.
They've complemented each other well. And both have played all around the ground as well, bringing in the reverses when needed, but also just the conventional shots.
A little half appeal. See a little bit of frustration there from Cleaver. Oh. A lot of work to do out on the boundary. And gets back comfortably for the second. Does Boyle.
Well, 56 more from 38. They've got that run rate down to under nines is required.
And they're making it look easy too. Going leg side this time. That's been the thing that's really stood out for me is just how easy they've made it look. First innings, there's a lot of hard striking, but really looking to bludgeon the ball everywhere. This has looked pure. It's looked easy.
Yeah, it has, and so important that these two continue through. So we see the end of the 14th over in Stags, 140 for one.
So good, boys. So good, lads.
Left arm. Change left arm over.
The chop and change of bowlers continues for the Firebirds. Just looking for the one who's going to put their hand up and break this partnership. And it is Muhammad Abbas. Well, the 2 overs, none for 22 so far today.
Yeah, I think the Firebirds are looking for a mistake, aren't they? They're not setting attacking fields. It's not the way that they've chosen to go about it. They're still trying to work with a little bit of scoreboard pressure. I mean, not so much because, I mean, 8.74 required from here. That should be done at a dawdle with these two at the crease, but
goes long down the ground, and it's gone long enough too. Takes that fielder on, does Boyle, and he wins once again.
Gee whiz, how good has this man looked today at the crease? Right from the start of the innings, he took a wee while to get going, just taking a few balls to get himself in, but now so steady, so set. He just staying super still, watching the ball hard and just hitting through the line. Mohamed Abbas did help, just giving him a little bit of length to get under.
Same again, doesn't get all of it this time. A catching opportunity, he's held on. He has got the big wicket, has Mohamed Abbas, and it is Nick Kelly who's settled underneath it. Looked a little bit surprised it is stuck in his hands. That is a big wicket and a much needed one for the Firebirds.
Oh, not an easy catch when you're running backwards, but huge breakthrough here. Mohamed Abbas is the man, he's done the job that Nick Kelly was after. Just backtracking. And in the end, he cups it nicely. You can see just absolute relief on his face. What a fantastic innings though. A strike rate of 179, a total of 77, and the Stags 148 for 2.
The Firebirds have got rid of Jack Boyle for a new career best in 77, but it doesn't get any easier from there. And brings the informed Tom Bruce to the middle. Average over 32, strike rate over 150. A lot of experience and a lot of runs.
We see that wicket again. Jack Boyle just going for that same shot as the previous delivery, but couldn't quite get the elevation on it. Ball pitched up a little bit further. Absolute relief from the skipper there, Nick Kelly. Well done, good breakthrough. And it does bring Tom Bruce to the crease, but it is still an opportunity. There is still an end open now.
150 up for the Stags. Yeah, well, that's the key now. As if you're the Firebirds, the home side, you have got an end open, and that's what they need to capitalise on if they are to get themselves back into this match. There has been a really good partnership, but then here it's so often in cricket, one brings two. If there can be a little bit of panic, a little bit of rush, two can turn into 3 and 4 quickly. That's gone high. Is that going to carry to the man in the deep? Oh, just short. Covered a lot of ground, did Nick Greenwood. 11 runs coming from the Abbas over, but the big wicket, Jack Boyle, 151 for 2.
Hey, take it seriously, bro.
Up the Jack, up the Jack. Up the Jack, spud.
Good news for the Central fans out there. The green line has just crept above the yellow one. Just 42 more runs needed from 30 deliveries. Required rate 8.4. So they are positioning themselves close to in the box seat now. Yeah, he's enjoying it, so he should. Been a good performance so far through the first 15 overs of this chase, but is there another little twist in the tail yet? It'll be Peter Younghusband to bowl his final over.
Oi! Come on, Jim! Yes, Jimmy!
Outstanding, Jim! So good, Jimmy. So good. Go, PY.
Oh. Can't beat the man on the 45.
Lovely, PY. So good, boy.
Feel not a bad result for young husband. Try and get a good look at Tom Bruce, bowl the majority of the over to him.
Oh, so good, PY. Oh, yeah.
It's just so hard to try and create that pressure with the field back, and it's kind of a catch-22. It's the run rate is down to close to 8.5 now, so still does need that protection out.
Oh, goes past.
So good there, PY. So good, boy.
Yeah, I think Dane Cleaver's swung so hard at that one that he's hurt himself a little bit. Top of his back.
Oh. So good, PY. Lovely, boy. So
Moving
good,
right
Pete.
across the crease there to try and get into that leg side, which he does.
Standing here,
Just
PY.
grasping at that shoulder. Hoping it's nothing serious there with Dane Cleaver. Last ball, young husband.
Catch it, Pete.
Oh, smashed down the ground. Bruce not just happy to knock it round for ones, takes 4 off the last ball of the young husband spell. It's 159 for 2.
Just that bottom hand coming through, so strong, Tom Bruce's play. Part of me thought perhaps half a chance, but it was hit so swiftly. It came off the middle of the bat and it was rocketing away to the boundary. Takes Bruce to 8 now off just the 5. Continues on with the stunning strike rate that they've been able to hold up throughout the whole innings. Ben Sears sort of get the feeling this is the last chance here for the Firebirds. Nick Kelly wanting this man to pick up another wicket or 2 in this over.
Yeah, it was so good in his first 2 overs. Ben Sears took a little bit of tap in his 3rd. But it can happen like that sometimes. He is tasked with picking up wickets, getting big breakthroughs. That's what they'll be asking here again. That's gone down the ground, and he might have done it. First ball, needs to hold his position. A little lob up to himself, easy as you like. And that's what that man there brings you. Ben Sears, a genuine wicket taker. It only takes him 1 ball this time.
Well, there it is. Another breakthrough. Dane Cleaver got his way to 46 and tried to go big one more time down the ground. Just didn't get the length he was after. Didn't quite get all of it. Tim Robinson did a smart job of it. Better safe than sorry with the wee lob at the end. See that intensity in his eyes. Dane Cleaver, he goes for a well-made 46 and the Stags 159 for 3.
Middle one, yeah.
Will Clark in at number 5 for the Stags. Best of 44 not out. Got an important job to do here for the Stags. He tries to pinch one, sneaks one, gets off the mark straight away.
Yeah, good running. He settles his own nerves by getting down to the non-striker's end. It's the best place to be. Tom Bruce on strike.
A huge breakthrough. Felt that Cleaver had really wanted to put the foot down, get the job done early. Troy Johnson as calm and collected as you'd like under that. But they've been so good today, the Stags, and not taking options like that, taking the smart option all the time. And you just felt that Cleaver had almost decided it's time to take a few risks. Let's get the job done, break the back of the chase. But trying to do so, Monty lost his wicket, and he's left a little bit of a job to do for Bruce and Clark now.
Well, it opens up two ends now, really, doesn't it? Bruce, relatively new to the crease, and obviously Clark as well, just faced the one. So still a job on here, 32 from 21. I think the key thing here for the Stags is not to lose another wicket, and these two can probably give themselves 2 or 3 balls where they can nudge it around for singles each, and then see what the state of play is after that. They do have a little bit of time up their sleeves, but it's just the wickets that's key here.
Yeah, they've been ahead. It's felt like they've been ahead of the chase almost the whole way. What they won't want is a couple of quiet overs here, and all of a sudden that rate goes from needing 9.3s to 10 to 11. They will want to be getting the job done as quickly and as effortlessly as possible. Three fielders out leg side for Ben Sears. 4 out, sorry. Top of your screen, fine leg, blending in. So couldn't afford to go there. Talk about all the protection being out leg side, gets short, gets wide outside the off stump, but that shot from Tom Bruce, simply phenomenal.
Well, unbelievably quick hands here. Followed the ball. Got plenty on it as well. And just the speed, the pace of Ben Sears sails it away into the picket fence there. Much needed boundary for the Stags, just to release a little bit of that pressure that was building from having 2 wickets taken in quick succession. Nick Kelly now just having a chat with his bowler, figuring out how to finish this over off. Last ball.
Yes.
Oh no, it's pace off, and it's the second bounce before the keeper that does Blundell. Bye to finish the over off. That's the end of the spell for Ben Sears. His return brings him 2 for 39 off his 4. It's 169 for 3. Not a bad start to the season if you're Tom Bruce. Into the 4th match, he's put 147 runs on the board. Just been dismissed the once so far, striking it over 200. Best of 64 not out. Not half bad whatsoever.
Yeah, wow. Amazing stats there from your skipper as well to lead from the front so far this season. He would dearly love to bring this home for the Stags.
Good, Greenie!
Yeah, he's just a very good player, Tom Bruce. I feel that he's someone that could have possibly spent a little bit more time in a black jersey. Just a really gifted cricketer. He's got a good head on his shoulders as well, and always seems calm in a chase, calm in a crisis. Seems pretty relaxed at the moment. Looks nice and calm and relaxed at the non-striker's end. And I'm sure that just gives so much confidence to whoever he's batting with as well. He's got Will Clark out there. He's just a youngster himself. Just to be out there with Tom Bruce, you must feel pretty assured that it's all going to be okay.
Yeah, it's a good mix throughout that Stags lineup of youth and experience. So it's great to have that mix and bring in these new young players into the scene, Super Smash competition. Be able to bat with players like Tom Bruce or Dane Cleaver or Josh Clarkson when he's playing as well. Just having that someone there with a clear head on their shoulders who's able to support, get players through, get partnerships going. It's an outstanding opportunity for these young players to learn from.
And just the experience of having been there, done that. There is not much on a cricket field that Tom Bruce hasn't seen. So just that experience to be able to guide your side home. More pace off. And that has shaved the top of the stumps.
Just a slower ball, I think, there. A little bit of pace off. Big heave from Will Clark, unable to connect.
And Kelly very involved with his bowlers. He's always close by, always on hand to be having these discussions, and it's just about being clear every ball, what the bowler's going to bowl, what the plan needs to be alongside it, the field to support it. Again, back-to-back dot balls. And this is where you see the experience kick in. Tom Bruce just wanders down, does a little bit of gardening, has a chat.
Well, this ball's important. Last ball of the Abbas over. He's only gone for 3, so brilliant stuff in the 18th here for the Firebirds. Really important.
Two to finish it off, but still an excellent over from Abbas. Just the 5 runs coming from it. 174 for 3 with 2 to go.
Where am I here?
2 overs to go here at the Basin Reserve. Still 19 needed. And you feel that this is the important over in the chase, and that's why they've gone to Logan van Beek. Very experienced cricketer. As one of the death bowling options always go to. You always expect to see him bowl one of the last 2. And I really like the decision from Kelly. If this is your man that you trust at the death, give him the 19th. See if he can do something special and allow a little bit of pressure to build up for that last over.
Well, that's right. And a wicket in this over as well would be absolutely amazing from the Firebirds' point of view. Would just put the pressure on players coming in, and the dugout would start to feel it as well.
And 2 good ones, pace off. It's gone from 19 needed off 12 to 19 off 10. Almost 2 a ball. The game changes so quickly at this stage.
And the crowd really starting to warm up as well now. Have been a good crowd all day, but just sensing that something could happen here. 2 dots.
They'll be pushing hard for 2. There's a lot of work for Longmont to do. And they get back comfortably. Excellent running from Clark. There's just a real air of tension now around the ground. Crowd watching on. Not quite the same vocal Wellington crowd we're used to. Oh, high. Has it got the legs on it? 2 men coming around. He takes it. Fantastic grab in the deep. They were looking at each other. Eventually said, yes, that's mine, I'll take it. And it is a huge wicket at this stage of the game, and it is the experienced Tom Bruce who's got to go.
Well, is this the moment? Is this the moment that changes the game? Looked like a little off-cutter there from Logan van Beek. Tom Bruce looking to put it out of reach for the Firebirds, but Tashkov takes a good catch in the end. He was aware of his teammate coming around towards him as well. But Bruce goes for 19 of just 14 deliveries, and the Stags now 176 for 4.
Two to go, Bob. Two to go.
Angus Short now out to the middle for the Stags. 17 needed from 8, but look at that strike rate, 213. Off the mark, field well set for Van Beek. And this has been an excellent over so far. And you feel on the back of this wicket, Tom Bruce, he'd faced a couple of dot balls. Wanted to do some damage in this over. Great catch, Jesse Tashkov out on the boundary. But you just feel with 1 ball left in this over, does Will Clark take it on? Does he go 6 hunting here? Try and make it 10 needed off the last. Oh, excellent bowling, Logan van Beek. Take your hat off, Logan. That's an exceptional over. 3 runs coming from it, and we head into the last with 16 needed from 6. 177 for 4. Well, what an over it was, the 19th. Talked about how it's important to use your go-to man earlier rather than late. Dot, dot, 2 down the ground. And then Tom Bruce went shopping for the 6. Got a good piece of it, but could not find the rope. Just found Jesse Tashkov. And a single down to deep fine leg. Off pace once again. Off cutter into the surface. Hung it out by the wide line. Excellent control. I went from needing 19 off 12, 19 off the last 2 overs, to now needing 16 off the last. Hartshorn to bowl. Oh, and they'll just pinch a single.
Yeah, this ball's important. 5 balls remaining, 15 required. This one needs to be a boundary, really, to be able to bring that run chase under control.
Yeah, you feel that's exactly what they need. They need to try and make a dent in this 15 sooner rather than later. They are two really powerful strikers of the ball. Clark and Shaw have both had a couple of very impressive innings this season, putting the icing on the cake, but now there's a game to win. Oh, can't get it. It's just a big inside edge. A little misfield means they'll try and scamper back for the second, and it goes bowler's end. Oh, it is all happening out in the middle. 2 to the score.
Yeah, they are good strikers of the ball, but both new to the crease. It's not easy to strike from ball one. Harchman there just looked like he rolled his fingers over the ball as well. Good running to get through for the 2. Absolutely needed at this stage of the game. Will Clark down on strike. Again, just a meeting going on between bowler and captain. Hartshaw only in his second game as well at this level. He had a great outing in Nelson just a few days ago, but now really being put under pressure. Such great experiences for this man as well, with ball in hand.
Goes big, leg side, and he gets all of that. Will Clark goes bang and puts it up on the bank.
Well, well, well. He's got the length he was after here, Will Clark. And a little bit of width as well, where he's able to free his arms and club that one away into the leg side. Very convincing. Now that brings things back, possibly into the Stags' favour a little bit. 7 off 3 required.
Discussions happening again between Nick Kelly and bowler. And so a little change in the field. Pine leg comes up inside the circle, long off back on the rope. 7 off 3 needed. Goes that same area, favoured side. Good piece of fielding. Very tidy. That's another couple of runs to the total. 5 needed now from 2. And a little reminder here, as if this game is tied, that's it. There is no super over. You got to get it done in regular time. And gloves off, little wipe of the sweaty palms. There's been more conversations at the bowler's end. 3 fielders out at the moment, leg side. Deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on. There's a couple of nervous faces in there. Tom Bruce still looking relaxed, got the pads on. Same field, long off cover, 3 out leg side, 5 needed off 2. Hits it dead straight. Has he got the timing on that? Yes, he does. Will Clark coming to the party.
Well, some smiles in the dugout as well. Just easing the pressure once again. Will Clark goes straight down the ground. Great shot. He's got a lot of that. Nothing this time that Tim Robertson can do with that one. 1 from 1. Now the conversations again. What's the plan from here? They really need to bring everyone in nice and tight. Possibly one that can be left out as a mid-wicket, looking for a potential catch opportunity. But in terms of 1 from 1, it's pretty tough to defend.
Yeah, everyone up inside the circle except deep mid-wicket. Well, he can't watch. Blair Tickner thought this was getting done in the 15th over. Instead, it is the last ball of the game. 1 needed for victory for the Central Stags. That's the full toss. 1 bounce away from 4. The 2 batters jump into each other's arms. That is a huge run chase. They looked like they were cruising at one point, then the wheels fell off a little bit, and then it's the 2 youngsters who've been able to get their side across the line. Not too many Stags fans in the crowd today, but there is one very happy one there. Just one needed off the final delivery. It is the full toss swung away. Will Clark, what an innings. He ends up 23 not out off just the 12 deliveries. And I think the lads might have enjoyed that one.